All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shay, for all who do not know. Shout out to you guys for being here. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so today's topic is you got the vision, now what, right? Because we've all been in that space, you know, of asking God, okay, you gave me the vision, so now what do I do? And, you know, before I get into the topic, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, so first of all, the first thing I want to just get out there and, you know, put that out there is that I had received the email today. And I got this email because she was, you know, explaining to me that she was on Alexis Sky's, you know, her live video, and how Alexis Sky somehow saw my video and was talking about the video on the live, which I really wish that I was aware. You know, I really would have liked to know what she said, yada, yada. However, then she gets into, you know, this question. So I'm actually going to read this email for you guys because, again, a lot of us have felt this way. And I just want you to know, I'm going to leave your name anonymous, but I just want you to know that you are not alone. Okay, so I'm going to read that. And I'm going to skip the part where she's talking about Alexis Sky. So she goes, good morning, my name is, okay, I wanted to email you because I feel like I'm in a very rough, not understanding spiritual battle. I decided 2 years ago to start a new walk with God, but I'm so confused on what to do. He told me 2 years ago that I need to tell women that they are not wasted, and instantly gave me a vision of me standing in front of a crowd of ladies and speaking. I heard him as clear as I ever heard him before. 2 years had passed and nothing. I speak to ladies individually when they vent to me, or, you know, if I see someone who needs to be poured into. But that's it. The last thing I want is to disappoint God. I have an overwhelming feeling of excitement for what my purpose is, but at the same time, I have no clue what that is. If that makes any sense, I was ready. Okay, I don't know what she meant right here. I was ready, the word, but don't really understand it unless... Okay, so basically, moral of the story is this young lady, she messaged me and she wants to know what next. Okay, so I just want you to know that you, again, are not alone, and many of us have felt that way. So number one, when God gives you something, it's not for you to try to figure it out. Okay, that's not how God works. God don't work like that. God gives you something. Your job and your duty is to do one thing, and that's to prepare. Okay, your one job is to prepare. How are you going to prepare? Well, you need to first know God. Okay, so that's number one. God's going to prepare you to speak to young women, or prepare you for your destiny, your mission, your purpose. He's going to prepare you by first knowing him, because you can't speak on his behalf and not know him. You know, a lot of people, and I feel like that's why the church is the way that it is, because a lot of people, they just get up there speaking about a God that they don't know. They get up in these pulpits every single Sunday speaking and preaching in front of crowds of people about a God that they don't even believe in for real. And that's why we have so much, you know, corruption and nonsense going on in these churches. And, you know, it's you know, this person, it's just a lot. Like, it's chaotic. And God is not the author of confusion. So your number one way to, you know, prepare for your purpose is to know Christ. If you don't know Christ, then what you doing it for? And number two, I will say this. If God is making you wait, that is not God changing his mind about what he said about you. That's not God changing his mind about the purpose that he put in you. If God is making you wait, then you wait. Because again, I've been there. If God is making you wait, he is more than likely getting some things up out of you that he knows is there, that you don't even know is there. So say God just jumps in and just puts you in front of a bunch of people. That's That's literally the formula for arrogance. That's the formula for pride. That's the formula for doing what you want to do. That's the formula for doing it and making you think that this is about you. But one thing you have to understand and remember and know is that ministry is not about you. None of ministry is about you. Okay, so that's another way that God is going to get you to know him. He listen, excuse me, that I don't know what that was, but he will remind you that this thing is all about him and not about us at all. And he has a way of humbling us to the point where we won't even try him like that. You know what I mean? He has to make sure that you are equipped with the things that you need to be equipped with. Because guess what? One thing about it is when you're speaking for God, or, God gave you a purpose, he gave you a gift, he gave you a talent, and you're using that gift for the glory of God, guess what? You're going to get attacked. You're going to get attacked in any way, shape, form, or possible. The enemy is not going to like that at all. So he's going to try to break you down. So in that time of your waiting, God is trying to make sure that you're tough enough. Because if he puts you just out there and you're not tough enough and you just folding like a lawn chair and you folding under pressure, then guess what? That's not going to be a good look for you nor him. So it's like, if God is making you wait again, then wait. So myself, I personally, it took me 8 years, right? I knew for a fact. I knew since I was a young girl, right? But I'm going to speak about when I was a teenager. I knew that I had a purpose. I knew that God called me. I knew this because I always felt different. I knew this because of how people treated me. I knew this because, I don't know, I just felt like different. Like other stuff that people could, people that are, I'm going to have to edit this part out. Stuff that other people could get away with, I could not get away with. God would be like, absolutely not. And I would get caught. Listen, it would get exposed. And, it was never a time where I was getting away with anything. So I knew then that my life was different. Because I'm like, I'm doing the same thing my friend is doing. And you know what I mean? I'm getting caught up and she's not. Like, what's going on here? So I always knew that I had a purpose. And I always knew that God had a plan for me. But my thing was, okay, God, what is that plan? And how do I execute it? How do I do it? I was asking the same question. What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? But let me tell you something. In 2013, God began to prepare me for ministry. I had no idea. I had no idea what God was doing. But all I know is that I kept going through trial after trial after trial after trial. And in these trials, I was getting broken down. I was getting humbled. God was taking anything up out of me that was not like him. Because guess what? Once he puts you on the main stage, guess what? Ain't no folding. Ain't no going backwards. The Bible says you cannot put your hands to the plow and look backwards. That means you cannot be trying to move forward with what you got going on with Christ and looking backwards and you sinning and you slipping and you falling and all of this stuff. Like, that's an embarrassment. So at the end of the day, like, you have to make sure that you're ready. And God, look, he took me in 2013. So from 2013 until 3 years ago, in 2020, God released me to go on YouTube. And I didn't know that God was going to use me to go on YouTube. He said, it's time, go. And I'm just like, what? But before that, I say like a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months before that, I was just constantly in my word, in my word, in my word, in my word, until it was in my heart, right? They could take the Bible away from me and I'm going to know what's in there because I've read it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get into a place where you're reading your Bible, you're reading your word, you're knowing who Christ is, you're knowing what he's expecting from you. And, I was just read my word. And then boom, he said, go. And I had to be obedient. I had to go. So here I am, not speaking for my own self. I'm not on YouTube just being a YouTuber and having fun and, I'm showing my family and none of that. Like, this is my assignment. So you don't know how God's going to release you, but just make sure that you're ready. So I hope that that makes sense. I think that, yeah, that's basically it. You better make sure you are preparing yourself. Do not try to do it yourself. Do not try to start an Instagram or a YouTube and you trying to talk to people and God ain't telling you to speak. And that's one of the dangers. Do not get caught out here saying stuff that God is not saying. Do not get caught, out here speaking things and trying to encourage people. And God is having you in a season of sitting down and trying to learn. You can't be the teacher and the student at the same time. Now is the time for you to be the student. So, yeah, I think that that's it. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Read your word. Get to know Christ. Sit still. Learn him. Know him. So that when the temptation comes, if God puts you on the main stage, say you take off. Say God is putting you in a room full of celebrities, right? You need to know that your flesh is not going to sin against him. I'm going to just use I'll use Chris Brown. If your weakness is Chris Brown, God needs to get that weakness out of you, because what if he wants you to speak a word to Chris Brown? And you so worried about, oh my God, my flesh, oh my God, I just want to do all of these things to him, all of these things that you've thought about forever. Like, God is going to want to get that about you so that he can really take you to where he wants you to be. Okay, so I think that I've said all that I can say. I think that I gave a few examples. Again, and if you need me to elaborate a little further, you can email me. And if anybody has any topics, if you have any topics that you want to go over, you want to speak about, you want to, whatever, my email is speakhervoice2@gmail.com. That's TOO. Speakhervoice2, TOO@gmail.com. And, again, I named this channel Speak Her Voice 2 because I wanted to give a voice, not just for myself, but for her and for her and for you and for me and for her and for her and for all of the women who have gone through things and feel like they don't really have a voice. I just want you to know that you have a voice. And with everything in me, I'm going to continue to speak my voice. So I love you guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. God bless you all. Again, email me, speakhervoice2, TOO@gmail.com. God bless.